So Steve Masseroni, the one and only, the Mazz and the Mazz Crew, right? The silver cord?
That's it.
There you go. So tell me, you said your father was a trucker.
Yeah.
And your mother?
My mother was a stay-at-home mom. You know, they were both blue collar, and they didn't really know how to deal with my creative and weirdness.
Where did this spark? Where did this all this creativity? What triggered it? What helped you do that?
Well, my cousin, older cousin, who I kind of idolized, right? His parents had a cabin in the woods.
Uh-oh.
Always happens with the cabin in the woods.
Oh man.
But the cabin had a cardboard box filled with comic books, right? From the Silver Age, 1960s, early 70s, Marvel, DC, all the superheroes that you see today in the cinematic, universe. That's what I got introduced to on my own, and then that sparked in me the idea that I love comic books, and so I started collecting comic books. My collection went up to 4,000. Primarily in the late 60s, early 70s, I collected a whole bunch of them, and then I decided, I could draw. And I was a Marvel fanboy. My letter got published in Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord, comic book, Marvel Spotlight, and so
wow.
I broke I started drawing. I published at 16. I published a fanzine made by teenagers, and on our own.
That one?
Yeah. This is when I was 16. And then it got written up in the Comics Journal in 1982.
Wow.
And so, they put a little article about this book. And then later on, when I was 19, I got hired by Eclipse Enterprises to do their work on their premier monthly title, which is Eclipse, right? And this is a series called Steel, Stealth, and Magic that I co-created. I did the pencils, inks, and colors, right? And they gave me the premiere spot at a tender age of 19.
Wow.
Right next to Doug Wildley, who's famous, right, for creating, Doug Wildley is a master, right? Anyway, so I did that, and then I walked away from comic books.
Boom, 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 boom.
I walked away at 19, and for 30 years I didn't do anything creative. And
you were hibernating.
I was hibernating, and so sometime in my early 40s, looking at the face of my newborn child, my oldest son, the bug got me again. And so I had no resume. I tried to break in to the biz, couldn't get in, so I just made my own website, and I got hired at EA Games, and then soon worked for Lucasfilms, and did work for Disney, and then this is the byproduct of all that, creating this book.
Wow, that is so perfect, because I talked to some vendors, right, and they have prints, and they have their original artwork here. They have the prints up there, and I'm like, well, when I see the prints, I don't realize it was one of these. So if you could show how that became that, this $300 thing is now a $20 possibility you can buy, right? So in this situation, you have it right here, the evolution of yourself, of Steve Masseroni.
So right here, when we started early creating the concepts for the characters, I came up with this design of the hero robot. And what I like about it, it's a hacker's dream, right? This robot is, put together with parts and duct tape, various iterations. And here's the thing: when you scan, the idea was when you scan, pop in your mind the pop culture vision of, what robots exist. There's no one out there that looks like this, right? And as much as I love this, but think about this, trying to draw this for, thousands and thousands of panels, there's no way, it's just too detailed. So we settled for something more conventional with these mech designs. And so, anyway, that's how we got that robot.
This is so intricate. This is so intricate, the level of detail, and I could see where...
Well, this, if you look at it closely, if you reverse the backs, every item from the back view and the front view is identical. The wires, right? They're supposed to match intentionally because this was an orthographic design for one of the 3D artists artist at Lucasfilms who was going to do this, make this into 3D, but he came back, he loved it, but when he came back, he said, this is impossible. It's too detailed. Even with ILM's technologies.
This is, and I can liken that, because I try to simplify and translate, say in other words. This is like a detailed drawing, and when you want to make a silkscreen t-shirt,
yeah, you can't do that.
You can't. It has to be more basic, more solid.
Flat pattern, solid.
Right. So when someone says, oh, I want to make a new logo, a new something, they draw this, but to put this on a shirt, it's a different type.
It won't translate.
It's where they do it into the fabric. They kind of dye it into the fabric. So that's the same thing where it was just so detailed. I mean, look at that. So tell them, who made this?
I did.
What's your name?
Steve Masseroni.
Steve Masseroni. All right, sounds great. Silver Cord, look it up, look it up. Silver Cord. He has this, how would you say it again? Because of the size? How would you describe it again?
This is a 450-page hardcover, full-color graphic novel, right? That's machine stitched, and this is printed on world-class printers. Tashin's line of world-class copybooks use the same printer that we did to produce this. So this is not glued, it's machine stitching. It will outlive us. It'll last 100 years at least.
It's pretty, it's really shiny. Yeah. You can feel the thickness, and it's very vibrant. Yeah. So a couple years ago, I made a video like this of Steve, but this one is better. And he didn't even see the other one. Forgive me. Yeah, but this one's way better to have this here. Yeah. That shows the evolution. And that's what I was trying to tell that one artist is, if you have these expensive prints here, try and put one up there and then show how that's that now.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can see how we started very crudely with these crude designs here, right?
Wow.
These are just, really rough concepts. And then when it came to, look how crude this is, right? I mean, these are just sketches, really crude sketches. Yeah. But when it came to the robot, right, like I said, even though we started with something detailed, we had to settle something a little bit more conventional. So Alex Yeager, who designed Ultron in the Avengers series, he designed this robot for our...
Wow. So he streamlined it a little bit, so to speak.
He made it so that we can reproduce it easier.
So I wouldn't even think that, I would think that if you're gonna put this here, it would be no problem. But now it sounds like it's like, you can't silk screen this. Well, I mean, so you gotta, although the process...
draw this, but imagine drawing it for 1,000 panels. It's gonna take forever. So this is easier. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. This is more than 5 lines.
Yeah, that's incredible. And then you went through the process of making this. I mean, this is the kind of thing that tells a story, the sketches, the drafts, how it was done.
Yeah, this is the making of.
This is like what Star Wars and everybody else has some stuff out there.
Concept art.
But that's the kind of level of detail where it's like a progression.
Yeah.
And then the maturity, the idea, and then a new interpretation that can be produced.
Yeah, and this right here gives you an example of the end product.
Of the what?
The end product.
There you go. Right. Tell them this is included. What is this poster?
This is the great Avatar battle from the 2 villains in this book. So this is a fold out from the very book itself. Okay.
So what do you call it?
I call it the Great Avatar Battle.
Oh, that's awesome.
Avatar, not the movie Avatar, but avatars and simulated.
Right, and it's a poster that's in the middle of the book. Yeah. Right, there you go. That's awesome.
It's the gatefold that's in the middle of this book.
So be sure to check out Silver Cord, Steve Masseroni, and family, the Mazz Crew. They're very creative. The kids are working on something. It's a secret. We'll let you know one of these days.
I'll let you know.
Be sure to follow Steve Masseroni. Where are you at? How can they find you?
Oh, you can, here, let me show you this.
Just tell the camera, tell the camera.
Oh, it's at silver_cord on Twitter, or you can do _silver_cord on Instagram.
Perfect. Good job. Thanks, man. I really appreciate Steve's time and his kindness. He's a really nice guy. He's really creative. Ruben. I'm just a fan, and but these artists, people need to know about these people. And I appreciate Steve's kindness and friendship. So it's been nice knowing you, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you, thank you. This video is brought to you by AFunWeb and MMA's Most Wanted. Check it out. Bam.